Hi, classes. Two very important messages I wanted to make sure I got out to you. You may be aware of some of this, you may not. I just wanted to clear it up for my classes. So the first one is that the third quarter, the new end date for the third quarter is May 1st. Now, every quarter, except for the fourth, I always end it a week early. Gives me time to make sure I have all the grades checked in and all up to date and make sure what I put in there is very accurate. I'm doing that again this quarter, although there are a few exceptions because of some extenuating circumstances for a few students. But for the most part, by the time you see this video, the percentage that you have in class is what you're going to have for your final third quarter grade. Starting next week, and I'm going to have a graded assignment Monday or Tuesday, just sort of depends how it plays out. Anything we do next week, so starting Monday or Tuesday, as far as graded assignments, that will go on the fourth quarter. So a couple things to note here. The third quarter has been progressing under phase 2 for a few weeks now. And the district made the right decision, in my opinion, not that anybody asked, to do a policy called hold harmless for the third quarter. What that means is that we could take grades, and I, for example, over phase 1, that first 3 or 4 weeks where we weren't officially in school, I gave some supplemental assignments. Many of you did not do that. That's fine. Some of you did. If you did not do it, it did not hurt your grade. If you did it, it only counted if it matched or exceeded your percentage when we left on March 13th or 16th or whatever that last day was. That's what hold harmless means. None of the grades that we've taken are allowed to lower your grade from when we left real school as opposed to virtual school. Now, as we entered phase 2, I had an assignment or a lecture every single day, Monday through Friday, for the last 2 weeks over the start of phase 2, right after our spring break. Again, I had to follow that hold harmless policy. So, for example, a student has an 80% in class, they did one of the assignments and they got a 70% on it, I simply excluded it. I just excluded it from your grade. If it was at or above that 80%, I added it to your grade. Now, totally agree with that policy, but you must know that moving forward for the fourth quarter, we are going to a more traditional format. Now, there are some problems with connectivity for some of you. So Mr. Talbot has worked very hard to figure out who can get in, who has obstacles, etc. And he has on his website categorizing students into 3 categories. This is off one of his emails. Students who say, I can't, I won't, or I will. So let me explain where you are according to those. If you say you can't, you do not have access, and I understand that's a real problem for many students. He has solutions for you. One of the solutions, it's low tech, but it actually is very effective, is that he has, I believe, 5 novels for you and some writing assignments that go along with that to supplement. Again, that's low tech, but that gets the job done. So we can work with I can't. I will. So that's obviously the category that most of you fall into, where you have some access. Maybe you haven't been great about checking it, but you will. You will need, for at least this class, to check every day, Monday through Friday, because I've been posting every single day, lecture, notes, assignment, every day, Monday through Friday. I'm going to show you, that's my second big announcement, where some of you might have missed that. Then there's I won't. I'll let Mr. Talbot explain to you what happens for the I won'ts, but it's pretty obvious. If you have access and you just choose not to do the work, you're in a very similar situation as you were if you were in regular school and you just chose not to do the work. And unfortunately, there are some students in that category. Just know that fourth quarter is a much more traditional quarter. It's only 5 weeks, but it's a much more traditional quarter. So starting next week, grades are going to go in the grade book for that fourth quarter. The second big thing I want to tell you, it affects very few of you, but I'm going to switch to screen share if I can do it right. This is, listen, I understand if you have troubles with this new world. This is my 4th attempt at this recording, but I think we've got it this time. So I want to share with you my screen, and I want to make sure that you're logging into Google Classroom correctly. Okay, let me move this little annoying box. So I'm in Google. Now, for the purposes of this, I've signed out of my teacher Google account and I'm in a more regular day-to-day Gmail account. When you log in, step 1 is you want to make sure you are in your school account. So for the majority of you, it's actually for everybody, it's then your first initial, and then your last name, I believe. That's the email you must be logged into. Otherwise, some of the forms that you'll be asked to fill out, it'll kick back out because it's not a Sadetsky School email account. I've helped about a dozen of you get new accounts, so I know that you can do this part. So once you're logged in, you go to Google Apps, you go to Classroom. You may have it set up a little bit different. There we go. And again, I know most of you know this part. There's one thing that I know that I talked to one parent and one other student who were missing this next part. So I've logged in, not as a teacher, but as a student, because I've let myself in as a student in my honors class. What I want to show you is that there's a small minority of you who are checking classwork only. So this is what classwork looks like. That is not where, for my class, you should be looking for the majority of your work. Because if you look at just classwork, you'd look over everything I've done since March 25th, and you'd say, oh, well, there's only 5 things in here. What's he been doing? That's because this is just where we've put some of the Google assignments. The stream, I cannot emphasize this enough. The stream is where all of the material truly is housed. So if you look at the stream, what you see is that every day I'm posting a lecture and notes, sometimes some extra videos, sometimes videos I didn't make, sometimes videos I did make. So today, it's Friday Fun Day, so we're drawing Document of the Week passes. That was a special announcement here for honors regarding their essay. And then this is Thursday, so we had the Civil Rights Day 9 lecture, and it's actually really quick, and then a formative, and then here was an assignment that students had to do. And so we have comments sometimes under these as well. Now this is more typical, Wednesday, just 28 minutes, it's just some notes, and you get to see the smartboard like you always would and have notes for this. So obviously, there are 10 days of civil rights lectures, and some of you have missed this because you've only been looking at classwork. So what you want to make sure you do is when you log in, you want to be in that stream, and then at the top will be the most recent thing. If this is new to you, and again, I think this is very few of you, you want to go back, not worry about the assignments from before this point, because again, it was hold harmless. But I want you to go back and make sure you get those notes, because in the 4th quarter, there's going to be an online test for this civil rights unit. And if you don't have those notes, it's going to be a really tough test. Traditionally, people have done really well in this test, so I want to make sure that you get those notes, get that material, and then check it every day, Monday through Friday. I'm teaching you somehow, some way, that unit, civil rights in particular. In addition, one last thing about how grades will work in here. So sometimes I put the assignments as an assignment in that feed. And again, some of you are only catching it by going to that classwork link. But whether it's in the stream or whether it's in the classwork, progress book is where I'm going to enter the actual grades. If it is a document of the week, because it creates a document for you, I'll probably let you know in that document what your grade will be, but it doesn't matter. Look for it on progress book. Sometimes when it's a Google form, it will kick out a grade to you. That's not even official. I will grade it by hand and then put it in progress book. Sometimes with the Google form, I don't even put it into Google Classroom because Google Classroom is just how I'm getting to you. Progress book is how I'm assessing how you've done with the material I've given you. So hope this clears some things up for some people. Civil rights test, I'll give you a heads up. I'm going to guess it's going to be about a week and a half from now, and I'll give you plenty of time out to know that. And Monday or Tuesday, you're going to be looking at assignments. So I hope this helped some of you understand what was going on, and hope it clears up a few things for you. And if there's any questions, you can email me. You can maybe set up a Zoom with me. That's fine if you want to do something like this. I'm here. And I'm also in all of your classes Monday through Friday based on your class period between 10 and 10:30. But again, way more than that. I'm going to make sure you get the material you need to be ready for your junior year. All right. Stay safe out there, everybody, and have a good day.